Hey, it's David here from Freedom Founders. For most of our lives, the water's pretty calm. It's pretty still. There aren't big ripples or waves. And that's the way we like it. But there's also times when the water gets choppy. Gets to be waves and sometimes even a tsunami. Hopefully not literally, but figuratively there can be a tsunami in our lives. I know I've gone through several. And those times are challenging when the water's that way. How do we deal with those things? Well, for most of us, we just think, well, we've just got to buck up and deal, work hard and try to push through. And that certainly is a part of getting through the waves in the water. But there's also a faster way. And the faster way is to be around other people who can see our blind spots. When we're in the middle of rough waters, the more we thrash and work hard to try to get through those rough waters, the harder it is, and the more we wear ourselves out. If you're around other people who've been through a process of dealing with choppy waters, then you've got the benefit of their knowledge, their experience, in many ways can move you quickly to safety, to the shoreline, to get away from those choppy waters. That's what I call a mastermind group. It's a board of advisors. It's a think tank of people who are like-minded but are in different places in life on a direction of life that's different from the majority. Different in, not that these people are not wanting or desirous of working hard, but they figured out a better way to get what they need to give them not just more money, but more freedom in life. Freedom's the key. There's four main freedoms. One is freedom of money, not needing to have to work for more money. When you get to a point where you've got capital assets that will provide for all the cash flow, revenue, recurring revenue that you need to live your life, then you get to do what you want to do. And you can still work and trade time for dollars if that's what you like to do, but you get to do what you want to do. There's freedom in relationships. Not having to be around or deal with or work with or serve people that you don't want to have to serve. That's huge. Freedom of relationships. Think about right now in your own life. Are you having to deal with other people just because you have to if you don't have a choice right now? Freedom of your time. Freedom of your time is so important in life. How many of you really feel like you have time to do what you want to do rather than just be on that hamster wheel working all the time? Freedom of time is so important, and people at their end of their life wish they could take the money, whatever money they have, and buy back that time. What about having time now in your life? Having time now gives you so much freedom to be yourself and to live the next freedom, which is freedom of purpose. Are you living your real purpose in life? When you're young in life, you have to sacrifice. You have to do things and jobs that you don't intend to do for the rest of your life. That's part of the process. But at some point, you want to live your real dream of purpose. And to get there, you've got to get through the money constraint issue, which most people don't ever get through, barely get through to get to, quote, retirement age, whatever that means in life. And the last freedom, which is very, very important, is freedom of health. I know so many people work so hard at trying to keep their head above water financially and provide security for their family and a decent lifestyle that they put their health on standby. They put it on a low priority list, and their health suffers. What good is having money or the other freedoms, the other four freedoms, if you don't have your health? That's another thing that you can't always buy back. Once it's lost because of bad habits, because of not taking care of it, one can lose their health very easily. So keep in mind as you're working hard, which I know every one of you do, think about the fact that you need to be around other people who can help you smooth out those choppy waters when they hit. Because the smoother the waters are, the faster you get to your freedom points. You've got to be intentional, you've got to have focus to get there. Find other people that are doing that, and I promise you'll live a life with the 5 freedoms much, much faster. Remember, always stay focused on your freedom. I'll see you next time.